Today we're going to talk about the mistakes that young people make. This is actually requested from one of my live shows, but today we're going to focus on young men, the mistake they make when getting married. So if you're trying to get married, if you're going to get married someday, this video is for you, because the woman you marry is going to either uplift your destiny or destroy it, believe it or not. So today, all my men in the house, move forward. This video is for you, and you requested it. Maybe just one of you. But anyway, we're going to talk in details about how to choose the right person, when to choose the right person, and everything that encompasses that. Okay, so the first one we're going to talk about is waiting till everything is perfect before you marry. So this is different from being ready. If you are ready and you want to marry, but you just feel like the condition is not favorable, you're waiting till you build a house, till you do this, you have a certain amount in the bank, till you have settled this, till you have settled that, you're waiting for that perfect moment. Don't do that, because at the end of the day, all the good girls or all the quality girls are married by people that are not procrastinating, and you have a limited pool to choose from. And then studies have shown that men who marry early actually do better in life because they continue to have more accountability, they have the emotional support that is needed, and they are more focused. So don't wait till everything is perfect before you get married. Marriage is not something you do after you have perfected everything, it's actually part of the journey. Marriage is part of the journey. You can build with your wife. So don't delay just because you feel like you're not where you need to be financially or whatever. You just have to make sure you marry the right person that will help propel you into your destiny. Marrying the right person is more important than the right time. Okay? Because if you marry a woman that is meant for you, that is your destiny helper, that woman will help you get there faster than when you're trying to struggle alone to get there before you marry her. That's number one. Number two is don't chase money or affluence. Don't go for a woman you think maybe their parents have money or maybe she have money or whatever. No, don't chase money, chase character. Okay, because with character comes everything else. Otherwise, you may get chase money, marry somebody that you feel like they're affluent or their parents are affluent, so you can settle. By the time you get where you need to be, you may not like that marriage anymore because you didn't get your spec. You picked out of something else. So the two things that are involved is your the character and what you like. I do not advocate for men to marry somebody just out of character alone. I know it's more important. If you're going to choose one, choose character. But I am here to tell you that there are some beautiful girls or girls that are your spec, because every woman to me is beautiful. They're just beautiful in different ways. Some men might like dark skin, some men light skin, some men tall, some men shorter. Everybody's beautiful depending on who is looking. So marry somebody that you find attractive and also have character. But if you're going to sacrifice one, sacrifice beauty, because character you can't do without. If you don't have character, you're going nowhere. Okay. So always look for someone with character. And I'm going to give you a checklist of what you're looking out for. Okay, you're going to be looking out for emotional maturity, respect, kindness, wisdom, ability to communicate, spiritual grounding, and teachability. These are all the things you're looking for. Okay, make sure you find it, and that is why dating is very important. And don't date long distance. If you're dating someone, make sure you can see them at least for some time. Don't make the whole dating process long distance, because you will not be able to tell who they really are. And when you're dating someone, don't just date to date. That is your time to study. That is your time to collect data. You are actually in school. This is where you get to study the person and see what they are made out of. No matter how somebody pretends, at some point they will let their guard down. Okay. And another thing you have to learn is conceal your true feeling. Because if you let the woman know that, hey, I hate a woman that does this, that do that, they will stop doing that thing, or they will start doing so. Be quiet during the dating process. Don't be quick to tell a woman, oh, I want a woman that, what can I use as an example? That likes to wear maxi skirt, for example. That woman, if they're manipulative enough and if they want to marry you enough, they will go and buy all manners of maxi skirt in every color and start wearing it until you marry them. They will eventually get tired and become who they are. People can work on changing, but people can't completely transform and become somebody else. Okay, you can improve on who you are, but you can't become somebody else unless you want to change. But for you them to do it just for you, they're going to eventually go back to their default. So make sure that you're not spilling out everything. Just observe, just watch, and you know. The only thing while you're dating someone, be careful. Don't go getting them pregnant and making them have abortion, because they're going to hold you accountable for that, or abandoning them. Don't go promising them marriage. When you're dating, date period. Don't mention marriage. Just get to know each other. Leave everything else alone until you get to where you're comfortable enough to know that this is the person I want to spend the rest of my life with before you start talking other things. And part of the ways to know about this character is, number one, be quiet, watch. Number two, employ the wisdom of other people. If you know that your auntie that loves you, that just wants you to do good in life, take the girl and go meet that auntie. But don't tell the girl is your auntie. Just say you're just going to meet, a relative, or you're just going to see someone. Don't lie, but don't tell the whole truth. So they will not be prepared. If you tell a girl that I'm taking you to my auntie, they will be in their best behavior. So don't spill everything. Take them, let that auntie observe, let that uncle observe, because as Igbo people we say, what an elder will see sitting down, a child will not see it if they climb the trees. So employ the wisdom of other people. The person that may be entering your eye may not be the person that is good for you. Okay, so go visit the aunties, visit the uncles, visit good friends, get opinion before you marry. Okay, especially if you're not convicted. Because if you're convicted, let's say you have prayed and you get the Holy Spirit to tell you, yes, this is your wife, then that is different. But if you don't have that conviction, it's important to get opinions of the people that matter. Not everybody's opinion. No, don't go getting opinion of your guy friend that is secretly eyeing the girl. No, you have to apply wisdom and know who to get that opinion from. Studies have actually shown that success in marriage comes more from emotional intelligence, kindness, and the ability to communicate. Those three things is more important than physical attraction. Though I don't want to discount physical attraction completely, because you don't want to be with somebody you're not attracted to. I believe in find your spec, but then find your spec within these things we're talking about. It's not either that your spec or they're of bad character. There is your spec out there that who have good character, who is teachable, who is kind. Okay, and when I say kind, part of the ways we're talking about the ways you can assess these characters that we have listed. Part of the ways is watch how they treat people that can't do anything for them. You see that girl that is hawking bread on the street? How do they treat that girl? You see the waiters that are serving food, how do they treat them? You see the gardener that is, how do they treat people that can't do anything for them? How do they treat people that are of no value to them? Do they still treat them with respect? Do they still treat them with humanity? Or do they? There was a guy that I was dating, okay? And it was a child that was begging. I know it can be annoying. So I'm not saying that, yes, you must bow down and do this and do that. But a child was begging, and the child looked so sad and so slim and hungry and all that. And when the child came to us, the way the guy just, come on, get out of here. Oh my God. I was like, oh my God, like, okay, I mean, you don't have to be so mean. You could still ignore the child if that's what you want to do, because I do know there is a lot of them, and maybe you won't be able to help all of them or whatever. But don't be so mean. Things like that to me matter. So you have to look at how they treat other people. It's not just how they treat you, because they will be loving on you, especially if you're meeting their needs. Okay, they will be loving on you. It doesn't mean they're kind. It means they just like you. How do they treat people that won't give anything to them? So that's another way to know if somebody is truly kind. Another way is purposely get them angry. For example, let's say they plan to go somewhere and let something come up, something reasonable, not that you're gaslighting them, but you'll be like, oh my God, I can't make it. My younger sister is not feeling well. I need to take her to the hospital, and see how they react. Do they blow up? I've been waiting for this date for so long, and this and that. And what do you mean your sister can't the driver take her to the doctor? Red flag. Okay. So purposely get them angry and see how they react. Do they shout? Do they scream? Do they throw things? Do they just see how they react to when they're angry? Not to say that everybody that reacts badly is a bad person. No, because there are people with temper. But then that's why if they do that the first time, kind of have a talk with them. That's why I say teachable. If it's somebody that is teachable, then they can learn. They can learn this emotional intelligence, because some people are just hot tempered. It doesn't mean they're a bad person. But then if they get angry and they stab you, that's a different story. Okay, because that doesn't mean you should be violent. That's a red flag now. But So see if they're teachable. How do they accept correction? Like if you try to tell them something that maybe they could do differently or do better, how do they accept it? Do they blow up and give excuses upon excuses upon excuses and try to prove you wrong and try to, or do they just simply accept, oh yeah, maybe I could do that better next time? So look at things like that. So character, you see, you have to become a CIA. You have to become a policeman. You have to become whatever you have to become. You are in a study mission. You have to study their character. Another way to see, for example, if they have to travel somewhere and maybe you're the one paying for them, look, are they compassionate? Are they the one that will tell you, oh, I have to fly first class? Oh, I have to, if they start doing all that demand, I have to fly first class. Oh, I need to buy a human hair. While you're dating, always have a little tight corner. A little tight corner may not be able to, don't be dishing out money anyhow. Of course, you can give money, not that you cannot take care of your girlfriend, not that you cannot help your girlfriend, but don't be dishing out money anyhow. Don't start giving 1 million naira for a hair. For you haven't reached that level yet. There's a level you get in life. You can get a 1 million naira hair and it won't touch your pocket. It's no big deal. But you don't start off like that. I know that girls who believe in let's eat men, let's eat them, let's eat them. But anyway, I think I'm digressing. That's not even what we're talking about. But what I'm talking about is watch out for women who want to, let's chop him dry, let's chop him dry. If you marry them, they will still chop you dry. I want to put a disclaimer. There is always an exception to every rule. This girl was doing this and I married her and she's okay. I met somebody for a day, we didn't date for a minute and we're happy. 20 years later, we're the happiest couple. It can happen. We're just talking about the norm, the majority, 80% of the time. I do know there are outliers. So those things can happen. But the chance of it happening and being successful is slim. It may be 1 out of 100. So do you really want to gamble with your life? Wouldn't you rather do it right and make sure you're doing it right? So the next one is prepare yourself, read books, get to know about marriage. Couples always go to therapy when things are wrong, but you can actually do therapy while things are good. Therapy simply means, kind of learn on how to make your marriage a success. Don't learn it from everybody you see on social media. There are people that are misogynistic. There are people that have been hurt and they hate women. There are people that have been hurt and they hate men. So everything they're going to say is coming from that aspect. There's one of our popular sister that people talk about all the time, that when she was single, she was condemning all things men. She was telling women, don't cook for your husband, don't do this for your husband, don't feed your husband, don't help your husband. And finally, she's gotten a man and story changed. All those women that have had problem with their man because of her, you see that? So be careful who you listen to. Don't listen to marriage advice from social media unless you know is somebody that can put aside bias. For example, let's say I feel a certain way about a certain topic. When I speak on it, I'm going to try to put my bias aside and try to speak facts and try to speak for majority. Based on my experience, yes, but not based on my experience if that experience have left me biased. Because, for example, there are women that may have a encounter with a man and the man broke their heart and all that and all that. They will hate all men. Their mind will not be able to compartmentalize and say that, okay, one man did this to me, but there are a million of men out there that are good people and still be able to stay unbiased. So that's why I say don't listen to everybody. There are people, I've seen them on social media, is against men, men, men. There are people against women, women, women. There are people, oh, these women are that. There's some good women out there. There's some good men out there. You just have to do your homework. Finally, if you as a man, you have not healed, you're going to hurt that woman when you find her. So make sure you're healed and you're ready for marriage. Make sure if you went through anything, let's say you had a girlfriend that treated you badly, make sure you are healed. If you have any issues, trauma growing up with your parents, make sure you are healed. So you don't transfer aggression to the poor woman. So to the good woman that you have managed to find, you will now be the one to chase it away because good women will leave. Okay. It doesn't mean women that are divorced are not all bad. Don't listen to what people are saying out there. There are some good women that were mistreated and they know their worth and they will pack their bags and they will leave. Okay, especially good women, really, because they know what they are bringing to the table. So make sure you yourself you treat that woman well. And another thing I want to mention, don't be stuck like what your father did. Unlearn certain things and learn certain things. Things have changed. Don't expect your wife to be your mother. Make sure you are also changing along with the times. The last thing I want to talk about is your confidence. You can choose all you want, you can know all you need to know. But for you to be able to get the girl that you actually want, you have to be confident. Women are attracted to confidence. You have to be a man. Don't be a pushover. I know you think you're doing the woman a favor, especially if you're dating a woman maybe that is from a bigger class than you or from a bigger home than yours. Don't start being at their beck and call because you don't want them to get angry and leave. It's better they get angry and leave. So you have to be a man. And being a man doesn't mean you have to be authoritative. No, it means you have to be a leader. Maybe research the difference between being a leader and being authoritative, and between being a leader and being somebody who is just aggressive. So if the woman is doing something that doesn't sit well with you, be able to speak up. Don't be shaking. You know, you're begging a woman and they're doing shakara. There's something called shakara within norm. Okay, a woman, of course, won't be that easy. But if you see that it's not that they're just acting as if not up to their standard, leave them alone. If you leave them alone, they may even come back and want you. But if you keep begging, be with me, I know I'm not good enough, but I can't live without you. That woman is just like some women that they will be jumping into a car with another man and you're there begging them, please come back, I love you. What? What? So make sure you're confident. Be a man. A man is not measured by the pocket. If you don't get anything from this video, get this. Manliness is not measured from the pocket. Odogu is not only from the pocket, it's from your character, your integrity, your leadership abilities also. Okay? So know the difference. I have to end this video, it's getting way too long. Okay, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and follow if you haven't already. It really does help me out. And until next time, may God bless you. Bye.